Hello, this is Sprues and Brews.
Hello.
I'm joined by Dave, and we're going to have a look at all the releases over the last month or so.
Yeah, the sort of major things that have come out, and also we'll be taking a peek into the future as well.
Yeah, there's some
future stuff.
some exciting stuff on the horizon, isn't there?
There is.
So, where should we start? 40k. It's been an eventful month and a bit, really, for 40k.
It has, especially if you are a follower of Nurgle.
Well, like myself, yeah. It's been a good month for Chaos. Well, obviously, the big release has been the Death Guard, who've taken up pretty much all of the month.
They have, but we're starting to come to the end of the releases now, but they've had a lot of really cool minis.
Yeah, I mean, essentially it's been a brand new army release. I know they've been in the fluff for a while and there's been Death Guard units that you could take, but there's a lot of, off the top of my head I can't think, but a lot of new units. We started off with Mortarion at the start of the kind of wave, which was a brilliant
the second Demon Primarch.
Yeah, third Primarch in total for Games Workshop. An amazing model. I've just finished painting mine, and it's such a great model to paint. Yeah,
it is incredible. You've also used him in at least one or two games now.
He's done all right, hasn't he?
He's done okay. The Ultramarines shot everything they had at him, but then I think the rest of your army just like walked in then.
Yeah, they're certainly tough to take out.
He made a mess of my mech once he got into close combat.
They're very, very resilient. They're disgustingly resilient, as well as good saves, good toughness compared to a normal Marine as well. Mm-hmm. They're a pain.
Yeah, they're very tough to break down. So yeah, that's been a really, really good release.
Yeah, and hopefully it's set the bar for other future armies that we see. We've not had a lot of stuff from other factions. A couple of codexes we've had this month though.
Yes. I've been collecting an AdMech Force, so it's great to see the Adeptus Mechanicus book. Not too different from the Index.
No, there's been a few points changes and a few adjustments here and there, I think.
They have, yeah. So, yeah, they've tweaked it, and it's nice. And it's got a lot of cool stratagems.
Yeah.
The war gear is quite cool as well. There's definitely one or two I'm tempted to take in a future list. And obviously you've also got the Imperial Knights as well. Yeah,
which... bizarrely don't have the Adeptus Mechanicus keywords.
They don't, but there are some stratagems you can use where if you've got a Tech Priest Dominus nearby, you can still use Canticles.
Brilliant.
What else was there? You can now repair them, whereas you can repair Adeptus Mechanicus units D3 wounds on the Knight, you can only repair one wound. But still, that's
one
right.
wound can make the difference from taking you from one tier of power to another one. It's just on the cusp of those wound brackets.
And to try and fill up the HQ slot a little bit as well, they've knocked the Tech Priest Engineer up from Elite to HQ.
Yeah, I think that's a good call as well, because it means that your army's a bit more varied as well.
I think it helps with building an army as well, because you've got a lot in the Elites section, and the Tech Priest Engineer is one of them, whereas you only really had the two, well, that's if you're Mars, you've only got the two HQ units, Call and your normal Tech Priest. So having that, it obviously frees up an elite slot, allows you to take another HQ unit, and if you do have a small 500 point, maybe 1,000 point game, you could always just hit the Tech Priest and lead a very small force if you wanted to.
Which is cool. Or cheap and cheerful, get as many bodies as you can, try and get those big attachments.
And he can take war gear as well, so
that's cool.
You could give him something like the Red Axe or something like that. So
that's awesome. And obviously got all the fluff and stuff as usual.
Yes.
I know the Death Guard book's had some great new fluff. Nurgle corrupted Eldar seems to be a thing now, which is cool.
So my only slight, I was hoping to see a few more different colour schemes from the different Forge Worlds. There's they're mainly centred around red, but there is a couple of different coloured ones in there, and obviously it's up to the imagination of other people as well. Yeah. But I'd have liked to see maybe some slightly funky colours, just to see what the Skitarii would look like.
In fact, if you've got any funky coloured AdMech, let us know. We'd love to see.
Yeah.
Anything cool like that?
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
So there's been another, I think out today, is the Imperial Guard.
The Astra Militarum, yeah. I've been reading, I haven't picked this up yet, but I've been reading online a lot, sort of people who've had their copies early. Apparently it's a very strong codex.
Yeah, there's some really good stuff. Lehman Russes are brutal now.
Yeah. Yeah, they can move, they can fire twice.
And move. Yeah.
So that's a no penalty to ballistic skill, I don't think, is
Ooh,
there?
I don't think so, no. I have to double check that, but I don't think they get the -1 to hit.
And some of the special rules for the different armies as well. So, I mean, my particular favourite is Armageddon, like the Steel Legion.
Steel Legion, yeah.
Being able to, I think they can, is it disembark? They can shoot and then embark back onto transports or
That's
something
cool.
like that. Whereas obviously you can't with a normal army, so you can like sort of drive up and you can disembark in one turn and then next turn shoot and then get back on.
Which is cool because in the fluff they're a very
Mobile.
mechanicalised, mobile army, which is awesome. Stuff like the Custodes as well. I mean, some of the old models have got massive muscular arms, and the rules reflect that now. They're stronger. I think they're +1 strength compared to a normal guardsman, which is cool. By the sound of what we've heard, I think they're going to be the army to beat at the minute.
Yeah, they seem very, very strong. And they seem to have a bit more resistance now as well. From what I've heard, they're not quite as easy to go down. And some of those also really cool. Is you can now take just an Ogrin as a bodyguard. It doesn't have to be Nork. It doesn't have to be the name character. I'm not sure if Nork's actually in there anymore.
Don't know.
But you can take just like a normal Ogrin bodyguard. So
awesome.
That's really cool.
Yeah, I mean, I've got a soft spot for the guard. I mean, I played Death Korps Krieg myself, and hopefully, I think there's been some hints on the Facebook page that we'll see an update bringing in some of these new rules to the Forge World forces, which would be cool.
Yeah.
On the Forge World point, we've seen a re-release of a lot of the old Death Korps Krieg kits.
Yes.
So the Krieg Guardsman at Ease, which is a brilliant set, that's been re-released. And there's some bundles, the Earthshaker cannons, some of the other artillery platforms, and you save quite a lot by getting the bundle, which is nice to see.
Yeah, because sometimes you don't always get that much of a discount. But no, it's great to see some money off. You got the Quartermaster as well.
The Quartermaster, yeah, I love that guy. I've got the Shoney one they did a while ago, but he doesn't come with the attendants and stuff, and the dead guy on the floor.
He's cool, reaching out. Yeah, that's cool.
I love in the fluff that the life is cheap in the Imperium, so the equipment's obviously much more valuable. So this guy's recovering all this, and for the unfortunate guy's not going to use it anymore. Tough.
Yeah. Never mind. Shouldn't have got himself shot, should he?
No, that's it.
There you go.
So from Forge World as well, we've seen the Orion dropship come out for the Custodes.
A very, very fancy flyer.
Yeah, it's a big vehicle. I mean, we're talking probably, almost Tyson equivalent for the Custodes. More a Thunderhawk, I suppose. Big, massive dropship, lots of guns, lots of bling. It looks amazing. I haven't seen one in the flesh yet. Hopefully when we're down at the open day in November, we'll get a glimpse of it.
Yeah, because we saw images one of the last times we went to, can't remember which event that was. It was up for sale, wasn't it? But I don't think
was it the Forge World Open Day?
Yeah, that could have been it. But I don't think I actually saw one. But no, it's very nice. I mean, it's pricey, but for a reason. It's a very, but it's so it should be for the Custodes. They should have bling.
Definitely. So, definitely want to see one, and I think I'll get murdered if I did pick one up at some point. So, and then we've got another release for 40k. I think that's out today as well. The Moonbase board and scenery.
It's really good to see Games Workshop pushing ways of playing, because we had like First Strike and No Fear, which came with sort of like a basic mat and some cardboard buildings. Okay, they're not amazing, but if you've got limited space and limited budget, then it's better than playing on the floor.
Yeah, we seem to have seen all the scales of play now.
Yeah.
So we've got the big Realm of Battle boards. We've both got Realm of Battle boards, which are brilliant, and highly recommend them if you've got somewhere you can set it up permanently and you can have all the scenery on. But if you're just starting out to the hobby, get something like First Strike with a little paper mat, or this new Moonbase, which is, I think it's quite thick card stock. You
get I think it's 4 cards. They're reversible, so you've got like an urban one on one side. You flip it over and apparently it's like a Martian landscape, and then you've got some little buildings which match the Sector Mechanicus.
Yeah, the stylings are they match both Sector Mechanicus and the old buildings.
The original Gothic ruins,
and they look quite nice. They are coloured as well, coloured plastic. I think they're kind of like a Rhinox hide kind of colour. So you could leave them as is, or obviously paint
Pay
them
them
up.
to match.
But it's great for a new starter. So you could pick up maybe a first strike box, that board, have your full board, scenery, miniatures, good to go.
Yeah.
Which is because it's really something that we didn't have back when we started playing.
No, I remember playing with Books as Hills and things like that.
back in the
moved on a little bit since then. My favourite thing, and this is really silly, but my favourite thing from the Moonbase set is you get a little Inquisitor crate, which is really small, but I don't care. I like the Inquisition. I like the Inquisition, so as soon as I saw that logo on the crate, I was like, I need to buy that box.
Yeah, so. Well, I hope that we see the scenery set released by itself, just for scatter scenery on the board.
Yeah,
I'm a big fan of all the scenery kits that Games Workshop have been putting out. So the more scenery we see, the better.
Yeah,
just adds to the kind of the feel of the game and the environment.
It does, and ducking behind cover and yeah, it's really cool. Especially if you've got objectives on the field as well.
Awesome. So with obviously the Death Guard taking up a lot of the release, there's not been a lot else out. I think we're coming towards the end of those releases now in the next couple of weeks. So hopefully we'll see some cool stuff in the future for them. Now what we do know about is there's going to be an Eldar and Tyranid Codex on the horizon.
Yeah, we're not sure which order they're going to come out in. I would have a few months ago said that maybe there'll be a few weeks between them, but we had quite a quick release with the Astra Militarium following on from the AdMech, so we might see them in the space of 3 weeks.
Well, yeah, I assume they're both going to be just the box and data cards, no new models. So, we did miss a book actually. The Grey Knights got a book, and Chaos.
They did, yes, and we spoke about Chaos as well. They've got their own books. The Chaos one's apparently quite a big improvement on previous rules. Whereas the Grey Knights can now take flight like Space Marine flyers.
Yeah.
Is it the Storm Talon? I can't remember the names now. I get confused, but they've got a little bit more to play with, and you can take Dread Knights as HQ choices as well.
Which is awesome. Full Dread Knight force. Oh, yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, that's really cool.
So yeah, I believe Eldar are next. I think Warhammer Community have said that, which I imagine must be soon. Like you say, it wouldn't surprise me if they came out even the same week or a week between them.
Yeah. The only thing we might see is, with the AdMech one, we got calls separately.
We did, yeah.
Maybe it might be a bit more difficult with the Eldar though, because their set had 3 Eldar characters in it.
Yeah, but we might see them as separate releases. You never know.
Yeah.
Games Workshop seem to be putting out lots of different ways of getting the models now.
Yeah.
A big bundle first, and then splitting them up separately later, which is really good. I like that. And you've got the value option if you want to get them all, or the option of getting just a single model if you want to, which seems a good release method at the minute. Then obviously at the end of the year we have Necromunda as well. Yes,
I'm really looking forward to this.
Well, hopefully we're hoping that we should be seeing more of it at the open day in November. If I was a gambling man, I'd say it's probably going to be out that weekend, but we'll see.
Yeah, we will see. I'm looking forward to trying the mechanics. I really enjoyed Shadow Wars Armageddon, so this is like the next step up from that. Yeah, well,
apparently it's based on the 8th edition rule set as well, which all of our group has really enjoyed 8th edition, and I think it's the best 40k's been.
It's just so easy to pick up and play.
So Necromunda, based on that, sounds like a winner to me.
Yeah.
So that's the kind of 40k side of things. We've seen quite a bit of stuff at Age of Sigmar as well. It's been quieter, but there has been some decent releases.
Yeah, and a lot of the stuff that's been released recently have been for all armies. They're not sort of really focused on one. So first of all, we had the General's Handbook, the new one.
Yeah, well, we did a video for the Warlord edition, which was really fun with little wound trackers and turn trackers and tokens and all sorts of fun stuff. And it seems to have mixed up the meta really. Was watching the GT this morning, and it seems that obviously Horde units is a big thing now, since you get a discount for maxing out these squads. Maybe this Skyfire spam that we've seen in the past, moving away because there's now better options and different things that you can deal with. I think if this being an annual release is going to refresh the game every year, so things don't get stale. There's no overpowered.
They've been listening to a lot of feedback, haven't they?
Yeah.
So that's sort of a bonus, and that's obviously what's feeding into these books.
Yeah, a lot of abilities for factions that didn't have them as well now, which is cool.
Yeah. For example, the dwarfs, the original. Your box standard dwarfs, not your flying dwarfs.
Dwarfs.
Yeah, like I say, it's giving bonuses to all the armies, not just if you're a Stormcast player, or one of the other sort of new races that have sort of been revitalised, like the Sylvaneth and stuff.
Which is good. Like Slanesh, there's some faction bonuses for now as well, which surprised me because we've not really had any Slanesh.
They've really disappeared. Even in the lore, they're sort of...
Well, the gods are gone.
Yeah.
Who knows where it is?
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll see a return at some point.
Sticking with the new rules for all the different armies, we also saw the release of Firestorm, which is really interesting because it's like a campaign.
Yeah, this looks... I haven't had a chance to play with it yet, but it looks really, really good. Campaign map, different campaign rules, abilities for different free cities. Now, there's been a little bit of controversy on Twitter over the last few days, where the ruling was if you wanted to use... one of these cities, you had to have your army painted in that style, which personally I see no issues with. You wouldn't have blue blood angels.
No.
But with some feedback, I think they've opened it up so you can use those city abilities regardless of how your army's painted.
I think if I was going to build up an Age of Sigmar army, I think I'd want to keep it themed to that particular city.
Yeah, I like. I hope we see more releases like this because there's stuff we could do for. I mean, there's a death list in there representing the piratical force, and I've seen some brilliant conversions on Twitter of pirate ship mortis engines and
ghost boats.
It's just, even though there's not been any miniature releases with it, I mean, there'll be some excellent value boxed armies which are great. But the main bulk of it is out thinking about your army, giving you inspiration to do different things.
Exactly, yeah.
And just mixing things up. Like we'll probably run a Firestorm campaign soon ourselves.
Yes, definitely. I think we're looking at doing a bit more Age of Sigmar next year. Once we've had our Warhammer World campaign, which we'll be talking about in future videos. And obviously keep an eye on the website as well, because we've already started project logs. But yeah, I think we're going to have a big Age of Sigmar spree in the new year. So I'm already trying to... Do I stick with Stormcast? Anyway, that's for another video, another article. So
yes, that's been good. And then obviously we've had the Blightwar box as well with some Stormcast and Nurgle goodness in. We did a recent video on that, and by all accounts, it's one of the best starter boxes they've done.
Yeah, strong lists on both sides.
Proper kits as well, rather than the push fit kind of stuff you tend to get. Yeah,
really good value for money. For the most part, obviously, the kits that we already have or can purchase separately, but you did get the bonus of having 2 unique miniatures to the box.
Yeah, and 2 amazing looking miniatures as well.
Yeah.
So we've had Heticulus Slimex, something like that. I'm sure that's his name. And then Neve Black Talon, is it?
Black Talon, yeah.
And both brilliant models. And I'm sure we'll probably see them as separate releases at some point. But if you're doing a Stormcast or a Nurgle Force, I'd say even with them released separately, the value in that box, even if you split it with someone.
Well, I'd already had the sort of a Stormcast army based on the original releases, so Paladins, a lot of Liberators, the Star Drake and stuff. But I was really tempted by the new Ranger sort of chamber.
Vanguard.
Like the Vanguard chamber, sorry, yes, yeah. With obviously like the birds and the chocobo looking... beasties.
Griff chargers.
And you basically get a small force of those in this box.
You pretty much get one of each of those apart from the HQ choice, the individual character riding a Griff charger, you pretty much get all of those recent kits from the last Stormcast release. And you get one of every plastic Nurgle kit apart from the Herald, which is brilliant. So yeah, highly recommend that. Hopefully a hint of what's to come as well, Nurgle wise.
You're really looking forward to more Nurgle.
I need more Nurgle. I was toying with doing a Squig army next year, which I might still do as a bit of a fun project on the side. But yeah, hearts with Nurgle. So yeah, so that's kind of all the stuff we've had for Age of Sigmar this month. Obviously less because the big focus at the minute is 40k.
It is.
But we have got a brand new game coming out next month,
which is gathering a bit of interest now online.
It is, yeah. So Shadespire, brand new game from Games Workshop. Looks to be a proper competitive combination of a miniatures game and card game. So there's a bit of deck building involved and expansion. It seems to be a similar concept to X-Wing, where you've got your miniatures, but then a large part of it is building your deck and your cards and all the different synergies in there. It looks really, really interesting. It's out in a couple of weeks. we'll certainly be picking up a copy and having a look.
I like the miniatures it's coming with as well. They're all brand new, not seen before miniatures.
Yeah, they're all like unique poses and they look really, really nice. I suppose the advantage is you've got only a few models in a faction, so you can get all these different sculpts on a sprue, and it just looks really cool. I really like the Undead Force.
I think that's a hint at the direction they're going with the Death.
If they are, I think Death are going to be amazing.
Yeah. I mean, they all look fantastic. I mean, even the Khorne guys, I mean, they're really nice poses. Stormcast again, reinforcements as well.
Yeah.
And then you've got...
There's an Orc faction.
The Orcs, I think they do look cool, but they do look very similar to the release that are already out. But I suppose that's no bad thing.
I suppose an Orc's an Orc.
Yeah.
They are still nice models. And there's stuff for people who don't collect those forces in the boxes as well. So you get the miniatures, you get a deck of cards for that faction, but you also get some generic cards that can be used by anyone.
Ah.
So I can see people picking up, even if they pick up the Orc box, paint up the Orcs, not necessarily use them in Shadespire, but you've got your other cards that you can use in the game as well.
Yeah, that's cool.
I don't know what the pricing of the individual armies is. I think White Dwarf has Shadespire at £40, which is a brilliant price.
And that includes is that the Stormcast and Khorne?
You get the Stormcast Force, the Khorne Force, the boards, all the tokens and cards you need to start playing. It supports 3 and 4 player games as well. So if you combine 2 of those starter boxes, obviously you'll pick up your own faction from the individual boxes.
So I think they've said that the extra warbands are not going to be too far behind.
No, well I think they're released soon after. Community article had the Death and Orcs a week or 2 after.
Oh, that's not too bad at all.
No, it's good. And then there's, I imagine, because this is just the first wave, I imagine this will be something that we see built on over the coming months.
Well, actually, if you go onto Warhammer Underworlds, the Shadespire website, on the image they've got like the Fire Slayers. Yeah. So we'll probably see them as a warband.
Yeah, I'm sure we'll see bits of everyone eventually.
Yeah.
Like Blood Bowl, we tend to see like quarterly releases now with new factions and stuff. So it'd be good to see this continue support, going forward. I'm sure they will do because they seem to be definitely looking at this one at the minute.
Yeah, there's a lot of marketing going into it, so should be an interesting game anyway.
Yeah, well, new games you can never complain at. I'll always give any games which a game a go.
Definitely not. I think that wraps up our news video.
It does, yeah. So obviously into next month we've got the 40k open day in November.
Yep.
So we'll be doing some coverage on that of what we've seen and any cool news then. But until then, if you want to check out our Twitter, Instagram and Facebook and the website itself for all our hobby happenings. We are running a bit of a campaign leading up into December as well. Big 40k event at Warhammer World, so see the progress on our armies.
And we're going to have some sort of games to build up to the campaign as well.
Yeah, we could write a bit of a storyline, but yeah, we'll have more of that coming in the future.
Yeah. As always, feel free to leave comments, let us know what you think. And like I said, we'd love to see your armies as well, so get posting them to us. And for the time being, that's it for this video. Thank you for watching.
Thank you.
Bye.